Hi, my name is Kim Shine, and today I will be going over my brand image with you all. So let's go to the second slide. So everybody wants to know, what is an image or what is a brand image? To me, an image is basically the way you present yourself and how others perceive you. So I'm gonna be transparent here. I personally really don't know all of my strengths. I'm still figuring out all of my strengths and my weaknesses. So I decided to use the Clifton Strength Assessment Test that basically helps you find out your strengths. It goes by the top 5 strengths, but I only use my top 4 strengths to explain this because I think it is actually a great way to explain my strengths now. And now I understand myself even more, and this will also help with my image. So let's go to the first slide. This is the Clifton Strengths Assessment. This is how it lines up all of your strengths from 1 to 5, 1 being your number 1. As you see, my number 1 is command. My number 2 strength is arranger. Number 3 is a treat achiever. And number 4 is strategic. So let's get to the first one. Enforcer. As a kid, even as a teenager, and even now, I have always been told that I walk with a purpose and that I come off as demanding in a good way. And I do understand that because I'm the type of person that if I want to do something or if I feel like I need help, I'm going to ask. And not only that, if I see a group of people that I know that can make things happen, I'm going to arrange that and have them help me and learn from it. One weakness that I do have with that is that when individuals do not move in my time, I tend to get frustrated and I'll end up doing the job. And at times that can create a little conflict because the individual can feel like that I don't trust them doing the job or I didn't even give them a chance to complete the job. But that comes with being an enforcer because you have things organized and you make a plan and you want to get it done or you want to find a problem to the solution, which is why I definitely can understand why I'm an enforcer because even at work, when I ask people to do things, all my employees know, okay, Kim is expected to be done by the end of the day. She doesn't want it be done next day or tomorrow, and if it is, just let me know because I'm a communicator as well. Just let me know. And that is part of being an enforcer, which is also in the Clifton Strength Assessment as a commander, which means I have the presence to take control of a situation and make decisions right there at that point when need be. The next thing that we have is that I am organized. That was one thing in my Clifton Strengths that said I am very analytical. I have to be organized. As you see, I have the background of the color-coded bins. That is literally how my desk is at work. That is how my file cabinet is. I literally have to be color coordinated and I have to write down what it is so I can be organized, so I can stay on track. My weakness is that I cannot function or organize settings. I tend to have a really bad anxiety attack or I become frustrated and just shut down because I cannot think in chaos. I can figure out chaos at times, but it can become too much for me because it's so much that has to be done. Or I just feel like nothing is organized and it's just flustered everywhere and I just can't control it. So at times when I feel like I can't control it, I do tend to shut down, and that can be an issue in business because when you shut down, how else will everything else go on when everybody's looking at you to have a plan? My next thing would be strategic. I always think of a plan B. Even when I have a plan A and I know plan A is going to go right, I still have a plan B because you never know how things can turn out. For example, at work, I was hosting this event for the students and I wanted it basically to be in a nice room, and the room that we had ended up getting flooded. So then they moved me to a smaller room, and at first I was like, what am I going to do? This is way smaller. How am I going to put all this stuff up? So I sat down for a second, took a deep breath, and was like, look, Kim, you have to get this done. Everybody's banking on you to do it. You already told them it is this room. So I basically rearranged a lot of the items to make sure they fit in the room and make sure they made sense in the room and organize it where people can still be spaced apart and still have rooms to still conduct business and do things that they want to do for the event. My weakness is that when things do not turn out in a positive way, like for example, when that happened, even after the event went well, I still beat myself up because I'm like, dang, we didn't have the rooms, we didn't have this. And it was some activities that I wasn't able to do, even though a lot of people said it turned out really well. That is one of my weaknesses. I just feel like if it doesn't go every way planned, even if plan A or B doesn't work out, I feel like it's my fault. Even though I figured everything out, it's my fault. But that can also be a stepping stone for me to learn from it. So I have to learn how to not beat myself up as much and take that as a stepping stone to learn and how to improve the next event. Next thing is a hard worker. That is one thing that was on my Clifton Strengths Assessment. It said that I am an achiever. And the reason why I said I'm an achiever is because it was right in one part on there where it asks you, can you sit for long periods of time, or do you have to find work to do for yourself so you can know that you accomplished something? And that was the thing I picked. I am always like that. I've been like that as a kid. I played 6 sports: basketball, softball, cheerleading, dance, gymnastics, swimming. I always been active. I always had something to do. I always been goal oriented, because I know that I cannot sit still and I must have something accomplished in the day, even if it's small, as in cleaning my car or cleaning a cabinet out or something like that. I have to have something done. The weakness with that is that at times I do not know how to rest, and everybody knows, especially with me being an exercise science major, rest is important. If you do not have rest, you cannot conduct business, you cannot think, you cannot do anything moving forward. And I have noticed that I cannot sit still. I have to find things to do, which now I actually find fun in reading books, because I can sit down and rest my mind and just focus on that. But I have learned if I don't get rest, I won't be able to accomplish things that I want to accomplish in the correct way. And I won't be able to conduct business the correct way because I won't have rest, and I won't be able to think, and I'll get frustrated. So that's one weakness on the side of that. But lastly, my recommendations. As a brand, at the end of the day, me as an individual, I am my brand. That's the first thing people look at, is just me as an individual. With my personal training business, individuals do not look at me as a trainer at times. They look at me and how I carry myself. So one thing I have learned throughout this project right here is that I should be more open to individual ideas. Just because it's not my idea does not mean it's not going to work. And that also can teach me new things to learn about. And then also just being patient and understanding that individuals do things a certain way. And it can also show me another alternative way of how to conduct business. Giving myself grace is so important, and it's very important as a brand, because things are going to change throughout the company. It can be the company personality, the profit, customer needs, and just more things that change throughout that time, which is sometimes it will be ups and downs where it might not work. So I have to give myself grace and understand that not everything will work. And just because it does not work does not mean it's a fail or end of be all. This is a new stepping stone to something new. Lastly, being open to new things and ideas. That can help my brand become even more personal, where individuals can connect more with me and understand where I'm coming from. And they also will know that, okay, this is her brand, but she is open to listening and understanding, because she is human too, and she understands where we're coming from, and that makes it even more personable. And it shows you that basically at times it's best to listen to understand instead of listening to respond, because you can learn a lot of things from just listening at times and just being silent, and it can help improve your brand. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation about my strengths and my weaknesses, and I hope you got something from it.